Sorry, Phoenix, it's Cheryl jumping in here. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You can start the recording over. I just wanted to ask, are you going face?
Okay. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today. If you only saw headquarters here, we have a lot of devices going all at the same time. So that's good. It gives us a lot of opportunity for conversation and interaction with everyone. So, and look at this. I have support from my husband. He actually hopped on. He's like, hey, everybody. So Ryan Van Dyke is saying hello. So as we have been doing our alcohol inks, we've done 2 weeks of alcohol inks, and now we are doing our 3rd week of alcohol inks, and I am so excited about this. These are actually the nails that we're going to be showing today, and it's the use of negative space so that we can get different kinds of alcohol ink between the two, or this one where we have all of it is one color in the back, and then we can change it by adding some stickers or things like that. So I'm going to show you guys all how to do that today. So as always, I like to start with just a white nail. So I have this one already polished with white. I'm going to go ahead and polish another one so we can get that ready, get that going. So I like to use White Magic. I've shown this to you guys so many times, White Magic. This is from Profiles Backstage in the US, but if you're in Canada, you can get these products from nailtechstore.ca. So very important to know. That way you don't have to worry about shipping over the borders. All right, so what's really great about this is it's one coat. It's a beautiful one coat. It is nice and smooth, and it's not translucent. Like, you really only need one coat. So we'll go ahead and cure this. Put my light over here. All right, so we'll get that going. So to start this nail, we're gonna do this one first, okay? Because this one's pretty simple, and it kind of gives you the idea of what we're going to do with our negative spaces. So we'll take this to start, and we're going to use a matte top coat. Now, the reason I like to use matte with all of my alcohol inks is it gives you a lot of control instead of just, dropping it and letting it melt everywhere. You actually have more control. I saw a little fuzz on there. I'm gonna have to get that off. So we're gonna start with our matte. There's the fuzz. Got it. When everything's live, that's just how it goes. Right. Okay, perfect. So now I'll go ahead and put this in our lamp. Get that going for 60 seconds is all we need. And I'll do the same. Actually, I'll leave that one for our next nail. So, okay. So while we're waiting for that to cure, how is everybody? How are you doing? How was your weekend? Tell me it was amazing, please. That's what I want to hear. When I had a great, great weekend. It was beautiful here. And I think it's spring and people are starting to feel better. I think that's just a good thing. Okay, so while that is curing, we're getting ready we're going to do this. Okay, so what this is basically it's just tape. It's hula hoop tape, or you could use, if you only had, for example, Scotch tape or masking tape or any kind of tape. I like this just because it's specifically for like nail art. That's the only reason I got it. But it's hula hoop tape is what it is. And I'm going to go ahead and peel it. And we're actually going to put this down on top of our nail. One that just stopped. One that just went beep, beep, beep. All right, so kind of peel that back a little bit. That's always kind of the thing that's hard to get it. All right, so here we go. So here's our hula hoop tape, and we're gonna put this in little stripes, okay? Or we could do different angles. Maybe we'll do it like angled this way, okay? Put that on here, and you wanna pull it tight. And you're going to leave a little bit hanging over the edge. That's completely okay because we are going to be pulling it off. As soon as we get what we want out of it, we'll be pulling it off. All right, grab another one here. And then I have another one over here. It doesn't matter what color it is, doesn't matter anything like that, because we're just kind of using it for it's like a painter's tape, like a painter, how they use painter's tape on corners or in like around their framework, things like that. That's kind of what we're using this for, like painter's tape. Okay, I think that looks good. We'll just leave it like that. There's just 3 stripes on there. All right, let me go ahead and admit a couple more people. Okay, great. All right, so now that we have our tape where we like it, we're actually going to take our matte top coat again. And what that is going to do is it's going to give us kind of a, like a border where it's going to seal up our little edges here. We want those sealed. We'll grab our matte top coat. We're going to do that again. It's going to seal those edges for us. We'll focus on that. This nail is all about layers. And actually, if you've been joining us for any of our classes, every single one of these alcohol ink classes have been about layers and layers and layers, which is fine. That's what's cool about using nail art for different things. Okay, so we have that nice and sealed. We'll put that in there. And I am going to grab my little palette. You know, always have my little palette. So here's my palette. We'll move this over to the corner so you can just see the little corner here. And we are going to grab yellow and green. We'll start with those colors. So I'm actually going to just drop it here. There's yellow. And then we'll do green. Isn't that cool? It's so pretty to just kind of watch it like blend out all over. Dark green. Now you wouldn't have to use a palette. You could just, you know, drop it straight from your brushes if you wanted to. However, I do like having a little bit more control over where all of those little droplets go. So that's why I like having this here. And to get everything just kind of spread around a little bit, if you just have a little container of alcohol, mine's here, I always have it labeled, and it's a Menda pump. I don't know if you've seen those before. So just kind of bring that alcohol up in the center, and there we go. Okay, so we're gonna grab our brush, and I just have a very simple little, just a little art brush, okay? We're gonna kind of drop it around. Where we want here. If you feel like it's drying out a little bit, grab a little bit of alcohol. Some here. Drop some green in there. Kind of blend it all around. This is a very like springy abstract nail. I kind of love this. Hello, Miss Robin. So great to see you. I'm glad everyone's just kind of hopping on, and we have all of these fun people. And yes, I can see when we send messages, the direct messages. So if you have questions, you can definitely send me messages. You can interact with me. Okay, so look how cool that is. It's just, I know it's just like the marbling, right? But this is what's kind of neat about using the tape to block it off. So now I'm going to grab our top coat. Hello, Miss Lynn. The top coat that I am using is Outshine. And hello, Miss Jennifer. So for those of you that are on Zoom with me, if you didn't know, I'm actually also going live on Facebook. So we have all of these different devices going all at the same time, which is kind of cool. All right, so this is using Outshine. This is our top coat. And we're doing this so that we can add a little bit of chrome to just this part. Okay, so you see how pretty that is? Okay, now when we do chrome, we're only gonna do 30 seconds, okay? So we're using the Outshine, that's also from Profiles Backstage in the US, or nailtechstore.ca, and that one is in Canada. So keeps everybody going. In the right, there we go, 30 seconds. Okay, so the chrome we're gonna be using today is this one. It says Rainbow Chrome. Also, I mean, you guys know, see the pretty pea. All right. This is where you can start using your mind to get these really cool things going, right? Makes me so happy. All right. Okay. Okay, so here was a really great question that was asked. Okay, the question was, have you ever had alcohol ink fade after using your top coat, just like after a couple days, right? So the answer is yes, I actually have had that happen. And the way that you really prevent that is by using a top coat that has a UV protectant. So that is something that's very important. You will be able to recognize a UV protectant top coat because it almost has a purple hue to it. I don't know if you know that, but okay, so here I'm going to use a little bit of our chrome, and we're chroming right over where we just did our top coat for 30 seconds. Okay. Right here. Okay. All right, now we're gonna put our chrome away, and now we're gonna peel off our tape, okay? Now, something about this tape, I will tell you, because we have put top coats around it, you might see that there's a little edge on it, and that's okay. What we will do is we will just file that if there is indeed that little edge. But look at that, so cool, right? It's like painter's tape for nails. Okay, great question. So here was another question that we got about what kind of top coat do we recommend for alcohol inks? So it depends on what we're doing. So today we're using a matte top coat because we like that for control. But then we come through, if we're using chrome for whatever reason, we use Outshine by Profiles Backstage. But then you want a really good, strong top coat that's going to prevent anything from discoloring or losing its dye. I like to use Shine On by Accents. Okay, this is also something that you can get at nailtechstore.ca. I don't know, do you guys see like a little pattern going on here? Okay, so if we have this little edge here, we can cut it off, we can file it off. I'm actually just gonna file it off. So let me grab it, pull it out of my camera, just file it. And it's important to file it now because we're getting ready to add more tape, but we're actually going to tape over. There we go, that all taken care of. And it's no big deal if we have a little bit there. But look at how good that looks. Like, could you imagine doing this with like really pretty reds, anything like that? Okay, so now we're gonna take more of our hoop tape or Scotch tape or whatever kind of tape. As a matter of fact, you could probably even use like nail forms. If you wanted to like cut up nail forms, that would work too. You just want something that is going to really get a nice seal, okay? So we are going to cover over the yellow and the green. Right, I mean, that's exactly what this looks like. Someone had just said, I was thinking like reds for the holidays. It does, it looks like definitely something swirly and sweet and pepperminty. Okay, so here's something that's interesting. Okay, we're gonna put this right over here, right in the middle. It's not going to cover the entire stripe. You see the stripe we already did, there's still already a little piece here. I'm trying to show up in the camera right here. And then right here. Okay, that's okay because it's just going to give us just a little bit of a different hue right there where they overlap each other. It's really okay. Right, we're going to grab another one. You guys, this is so cool. I was kind of like dreaming about this nail. I was kind of excited about it. Make it nice and tight, and we'll grab another one. All right, do that one nice and tight. All right, so now we've covered over that, and I have to grab one more little piece for our bottom little corner. So for all of you that are here on a Monday, I just wanted to say thank you so much because we had been trying to do these on Wednesday and it was great. Like people enjoyed them, but we are finding a lot of nail techs work Tuesday through Saturday, which I mean, hello, that was the schedule I used to keep. So we should have thought about that right from the get-go. So here we are. Now we're doing it on Mondays, and I really appreciate that you're taking some time to hang out with me. All right, there we go. Okay, now because we want this also nice and sealed, we're gonna go ahead and do a top coat, but this time we're going to be using our outshine. We're gonna do a smooth top instead of the matte top because we want more of that little marbly finish here. So because it will give us a little bit of a different technique, it gives us different texture. So we want that nice and tight. So we'll grab, oops. See, that's why I checked that. Got that. Woohoo. All right, there we go. Okay, so now we'll use our outshine. And this is going to help us have a nice seal where we put that tape. And we'll cure it for a full 60 seconds. It's okay if we get on top of the tape, totally fine. All right, so now we'll put this in our lamp. I know it always looks so crazy when we're right in the middle of a nail art, right? All right, so we'll do that. And I'll throw away all my garbage. All right, so while that one is curing, I will grab a couple more colors that we're going to be using. So I'm going to use grape, which is like a really beautiful purple color. And when it bleeds out, it turns into a beautiful pink. So we're going to do grape. And I really, really like a blueberry. So where's my blueberry? Oh, here it is. I actually started spelling it earlier. Whoops. Okay, here's our blueberry. And then where those bleed together, it has a really nice finish. All right, so we'll grab this. Okay, so we'll grab our same little brush. So here's our little brush. And we'll just dip it in alcohol. And we're going to grab that through here, a little bit down here. You can see how it looks different. So now we can just drop alcohol right on it and it starts to bleed out a little bit. See that? Different texture. So now we'll grab some of our blue or blueberry color. Drop that through there. I bet a lot of you have all these alcohol inks on your shelf and you're thinking, I didn't know how to use them. I didn't know how to use them. I knew how to do something like marbly and cool, but that was it. How many does that fit for? Are y'all feeling the same way? All right, look at that. See the difference? Okay, so we're gonna let that dry for just a smidge. That's the one cool thing about alcohol. It definitely just kind of dries up. Okay, we'll let that dry. Blah, blah, blah. All right. Okay, so Danielle, yes, on a palette, this is what's really cool. So even though it dries up a little bit, so here we have it where they kind of dried up a little bit, but you can just come through with a brush and alcohol, and it gives you so much more control as you're trying to use them on the nails. So I really do love putting them on a palette, and I'll show you even another trick here in just a second. Okay, so now that we have, they're pretty dry now. So we're gonna go ahead and take off our little stickers. Another one. You know what else would do this really, really well? If you have striping tape. That's it, you guys. Thick striping tape would do this very, very well. Okay. And oops, get off of me. Okay, and one more. Bum, bum, ba, da, 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 da. There we go. So we have it, half of it is chromed and alcohol inked, and half of it is just alcohol inked. So then at this point you could, like if you have a little edge here, which I do, let me file that out of the way. I don't like to file under the camera for this kind of stuff, just because I feel like it starts to get in focus, out of focus, in focus, out of focus. So, all right, there we go. Isn't that awesome? So beautiful. So then we are going to take our Shine On, which has that purple hue to it. It has the UV protectant. Go ahead and put that on here. And you may need to do a couple coats if you don't want to feel those little seams, but it shouldn't be too bad. All right. So different concept entirely with our alcohol inks. Really, really a neat one, isn't it? Okay, so there's that. So let me go ahead and cure it. And this is just the first nail that we're doing today. The next nail we're doing, so while that one is curing, let me go ahead and reset, because it's the same concept, but with just a little bit different layering. Okay, so this is the next one that we're doing today. So as always, I start with a white nail. So I already have the white nail here. And we're actually going to start with a smooth surface. We don't want it matte, not this time. We want this one smooth. So we're going to take our outshine. Hello, Rebecca. Okay, so here's our outshine. We'll go ahead and get a nice coat here. And once again, lots of layers. All right, so put that over here. I think I might have put my camera, oh yeah, it was only on 30 seconds. So that's good. We'll go ahead and fix that one. Okay, so we're gonna do yellow and green again. So I have our yellow and green here. But we want this one just a little bit more marbly. And I actually think I may add a little bit of tangerine. So here's some tangerine, which kind of has just a little bit of a brown hue to it. But when you start mixing it with yellows, it looks a little different. There we go. Okay, so here's this, and we will grab our alcohol, and we're going to go all over this nail. And then we can just really make it nice and blendy and pretty just by using alcohol, kind of dropping it where we want. A little more. I think I'm going to use more green here. See if we can pull some of that melon ball color. This is really pretty. All right. Anybody have any questions yet? I mean, I know I'm not getting into anything that's too awesome, just this so far. Okay, so here's this. So I'm going to move our palette out of the way. We're going to let this dry just a little bit. And we are going to do some chrome over the top of this one. But to do chrome over the top of this, we have to have a smooth surface. So we'll do one coat of outshine. And it's a 30-second cure for that. So we'll do coat. It's so pretty. It's just like a nice light color. All right, looks good. Okay, so 30 seconds in our little thing here. And I am so sorry. If you guys hear a little like rumbling in the background, that's my son. He decided he's hungry and he's getting lunch. So normally I'm in this office and everything is closed off. I have this nice suite and everything is closed off. And I have an air conditioner in the corner. But the air conditioner gets so loud during a live. I was like, I'm not going to have the air conditioner on. It's too loud. So I leave the door open into my house, like into my kitchen. Apparently that also was making noise. So I'm so sorry. If you've ever met a more human nail technician, I am right here. Okay, we're still going to use our rainbow chrome, and we're actually going to do the entire nail. Which this is so beautiful all on its own, like very stunning. You have your alcohol ink in there. Then you have your chrome. Just kind of rub it to make it nice and smooth. Yeah, I mean, that all by itself would be really a nice look for an accent nail. Gives a lot of people ideas, I'm sure. But because this is week 3 of our Fun with Alcohol inks, we're going to take it up a notch, okay? So how many of you have seen these? Okay, they're just holographic stickers that you can actually embed into a nail with gel or with acrylic, or you can use them like a stencil. And I am going to use it like a stencil. That's what I had done earlier. So we're going to do that the same thing. So I really think this one's pretty cool. So let's grab this one. And when we peel it off, the insides are going to stay. All right, here we go. Right, see, so the inside is staying. So all we have is that negative space. Okay, so we're going to take this, and we're going to put it on our nail. And do it like that. Really put it in place. Okay. Once we have that in place, how do we get it to seal? Do you guys remember? We use our matte top coat, right? So we'll grab our matte top coat and we're going to seal it. This is the art of negative space. Like you could do a lot of things here. Like you could actually come through and just like paint black, and then you could cure it and then peel everything off, and you would have that marble underneath, the chrome marble underneath, and then you would have, you know, just the black negative space. That would be really cool. But we're going to use this so we can do a secondary form of alcohol ink, because, you know, everybody has a ton of alcohol ink. You do, and you just need to learn how to use it better, right? Okay. So using our matte top coat to seal all those little edges. All right. And we will cure this now. Okay, there we go. Yeah, sorry, I was down here trying to get that top coat on. There we go, guys. Sorry about that. Okay, everybody in. Gotta keep me in line. I get all excited and start bringing stuff right up next to my chest. That's not cool. Okay, so we'll grab our palette again, which we still have our little dry palette. And we're going to do our raisin, more of our raisin color. And also we're going to be doing black, a little bit of that blackberry, which really turned out pretty awesome. I was pretty excited about that. We're going to be using this one, which is called Raisin. And then here is our blackberry up here. And I will grab a little bit more of our blueberry. There we go. It looks beautiful just on our little palette. Okay, so here we are going to use our little brush. And because it's on a matte top coat, it is going to be a lot easier to control. So you can kind of go in here. And just specifically hit those different, those little, like little circles and swirls that are in here. Grab some different colors, maybe some purple right here. Grab some of our pretty blues. And I'm going to grab black, and we're actually, see, the black is not like super, super black, but it does pull some real beautiful shadowing. So we're going to grab that. I did the shadowing around the edge, but I'm taking alcohol and I'm just swiping it back and forth to make it look a little bit more like antique-y. You see how that looks? Down here a little more. It right here. I'm gonna grab some more of this awesome red. There's so much you could do with this style of nail. And once we look at it, we're like, okay, kind of like how that looks. And if you think it's too bright or you think it's too dark, you can come through with alcohol and just kind of blend it out a little. That's what's so cool about it. All right, so we'll let that dry for just a second. I will remove my palette. All right, you ready? This is so awesome. Okay. When I did this earlier, it did like some of those little sticker things, like they broke off. Yeah, just like that, which is fine. We just have to take a minute to kind of peel them apart. So I'll try not to be out of camera, but sometimes that happens. So I'm so sorry. Isn't it just so cool? I'm so excited for my fellow nail techs to be like, this is awesome. Like, I have everything I need to do that when I get home. It's kind of cool when you can do something that you don't have to like purchase anything, right? You're like, oh my gosh, I have everything. And like I said, you could do this like with black or any kind of cool stuff like that. So it just gives you a lot of really neat options. And if you guys know anything about me, I love squirrels. I always have. So I teach how to do them even by hand. So that will be coming down the pipeline as well. But this looked really cool, just being able to stick them on here. So sorry it takes a second to get them all peeled off, but it's worth it. There we go. And you want it to have a good seal. That's part of the reason we use that matte top coat, because you absolutely do not want that alcohol, the different colors leaking. You want the definition between the two. So that's what's kind of cool, is like, oh yeah, I can do this, but only because we have the definition between the two. So you just kind of have to look at your pattern and know what you need to pull off, which it's starting to emerge right before our eyes. What do you think about that, guys? Pretty cool. All right, grab this little piece right here. So many really, really cool things that you can do. All right, almost. Sorry, I know it takes a second. That's a good one. And you can see the difference. Those little pieces of white art are holographic. There we go. Yes. It looks so pretty. You guys are getting to see like the inner Phoenix nerd. It's so strong. I apologize. Just a little bit more, and I think we have it all here. I thought, well, I'll use something that has like bigger spots, you know, bigger negative space, and it actually ended up being a little bit harder than the little tiny ones. That's interesting. So I was doing some research earlier today about hurricane season, because we're almost in hurricane season, if anyone was worried about that or wondering. And they're thinking this year is going to be a little bit more active than years in the past, which is kind of exciting. It doesn't scare me. It doesn't bother me. Oh, okay. Look at, what do you guys think? Okay, so now let me like file out of the camera. Give me just a second here. A little bit more over here. So then at this point, if you wanted to, you could, you know, chrome the whole thing if you wanted, but I just want to top coat the whole thing. I think it just looks really neat with that negative space. So we will use our accents, our Shine On by Accents, nailtechstore.ca. Don't forget, you can get them there. And right now, the alcohol inks are on sale at nailtechstore.ca, because we want you to be able to do this cool stuff at home. So right now they're buy one, get one free. Now to get that deal, you have to send an email to warehouse@nailtechstore.ca and tell them that you want the buy one, get one free of alcohol inks. And our awesome warehouse staff will take care of you there. So, all right. What do you think of that, guys? Super neat, right? It's very like Baroque, like that period of time, that Baroque period. So is that neat? Hide it under, hide it under. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and cure it for 60 seconds. So everything you saw today is, we had alcohol ink, which is awesome. It's called Inked. So that's what we used. We also used our matte top coat and our shiny top coats. Definitely love Profiles products, as well as our Accents Shine On, which will definitely help you prevent your alcohol inks from fading. So that definitely will help you. And then we just use some tape of different kinds. You could use striping tape. You could use, I mean, my goodness, if you just wanted to use masking tape, that would be fine. But what I have found is a tape that has a little bit of a stretch to it works best. So that's how we got these ones. So here's two side by side, different ones, different looks. And then we did this one and this one. So there you go. How cool is that, everybody? Isn't that wonderful? That was taking up our alcohol inks a whole different notch. Who knew we could do stuff like this with our alcohol inks, right? It just gives us such a cool, this nice little finish there. So there we go. Woohoo! Happy day. So if you guys could do me a huge favor, if you could, of course, make sure that you like this video, share it if you're on Facebook with me, or if you're on Zoom with me. We'll be posting this live on to our YouTube page later this afternoon. So that will be wonderful. And then also make sure that you like the Mirage Spa Education page, because that is where all of the future education classes will be letting everybody know there on that page what we're getting ready to have. So, and as always, I really appreciate you so much. All of the staff at Mirage appreciates you, and we love that you spend some time with us on Monday for our Manny Mondays. We're back, everybody, Manny Monday. So have a wonderful day, and thank you so much. And I cannot wait to see you guys reproduce these nails. We'll talk to everybody soon. Bye.